Darkcast Network. Indie pods with a dark side.
Welcome to Castles and Cryptids, where the castles are haunted and the cryptids are cryptic as fuck. And I'm your host, Alanna.
And I'm Kelsey.
And we just realized we're inching ever closer to episode 200, but this is 196.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just gonna say, I can't believe between this and Patreon, we've done this more than 200 times.
Well over 200 times, yes.
Like, who would have thought? Who would have thought when we were starting out and you said something about, like, if you make it past 7 episodes?
What the hell was that? Yeah.
Yeah, something about 7. I think it was, 7 episodes, then... Or whatever percentage of people don't even make it past the 7th episode.
The non-tryhards, they're just like, I'm bored. And yeah. I don't know. We didn't know what we're doing. We still don't really. They were like, stockpile 6 episodes and release them all at once. And we're like, record an episode? How? So many pauses and chunks to like edit together, and we're like, we don't know what we're doing.
No. So anybody that's been with us since the beginning, kudos to you. You suffered.
Yeah. It's also fine if you don't start at episode 1.
Yeah, we'll forgive you.
Yeah. One of these days, I'm like, maybe we'll get nice mics too, and then you'll be like, whoa, sound quality change. But sometimes people talk about doing that, and then I'm like, I don't hear much of a difference, because unless you're like audio's super off, we try to at least make sure our sounds relatively even. Although I know sometimes you can be like kind of a quieter podcast. You're listening to one that's on like a network, and then it gets an ad, and the ad's like bam. You're like, ah!
Yeah.
So we don't have ads, so hopefully that jarring thing doesn't happen to you guys.
But... I think sometimes when we insert the Darkcast little shout out, like spotlight things for the week, sometimes I look at their audio in Audacity and I'm like, oh, they're like 300 times louder than we are. And I had one once that it came in with like some really heavy like guitar riff, and I was like, holy shit, this is so loud. I said, we're gonna bust the eardrums of our listeners.
It's all about that bass.
Like, so much.
Yeah, that big wave energy, because it's the audio waves where you see it going up and down. You're just like,
I was like, holy shit, we looked really tiny, and then it just went, bah! Oh my god. Just take that down about 1,000 notches.
We are quiet sometimes though too. I'll be going to like edit, and I'll be like, surely that's Kelsey just clearing her throat or something. It's a cough. She didn't say something, but it's just a quiet little like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, okay. You know, when you see it on the blip on the screen, you're like, oh yeah, we're talking. Or like, yeah, sometimes I can't hear myself. I don't know. Editing's a bitch, guys. All that to say, I hear video editing's even worse, so I haven't done much of that. But
I can imagine.
Well, I realize it's like, it's pretty key. I feel like they're like, you gotta be on TikTok and like the Instagram reels and different things where people can see you and they can get hooked and be discovered and stuff. And then I'm like, I ain't got no video of us recording. Not really. Oh, I turned it on for the last one, so we'll see if I make any clips out of that one.
Yeah.
Maybe Gordo did something cute. I don't really remember, but
I don't know. I know he fell off the desk, and then he already fell off the desk before we started recording today. Now he's on his little cat perch behind me.
I kept the audio of that in. I think that was in the Patreon National Park episode, because
yeah,
I had cut out like our talk at the first because I was like, oh yeah, that's when I just turned it on and we were just shooting the shit and talking about funny stuff. And then I'm like, I'll make that like an extra little one on, Patreon. But like, yeah, then the cat be interrupting and I gotta be like, oh, can I salvage this or do I have to cut this out? Or is he just like,
Yeah.
rare thump thump thump? And sometimes I'm like, keeping it in, you dumbass.
Yeah, he's been, I don't know, even worse lately since he decided he can just lay in between me and the mic and then just, I don't know, be hitting the
Why do you
mic,
want to
be
do
trying
that?
to paw at the laptop, be trying to bite me, while trying to get me to pet him while I'm trying to cover my case. I don't know.
Oh my god. Worse than a toddler with their terrible tunes.
Yeah.
It's like, mom, 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 mom.
Oh my god. Yeah. There's some ladies at my work, a couple over the last couple days that their kids literally did that. It was like something out of a cartoon going, Mom, 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 Mom.
Oh, it's very real.
I'm like, I don't ever remember doing that to my mom. Being like, I need your attention this nanosecond.
Right. Yeah. Maybe you were never that ignored. I don't know. Hard to say.
I don't know. I feel like I would have been hauled out of the store. My dad had like zero patience for tantrums or acting up in a store. It was, nope, we're going to the parking lot. Done.
Oh, fuck around.
There is no warning.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no warning. It's boom, we're outside. Like,
yeah. It's the first one, like on the phone. I did learn something this week that could be considered a fun fact, that maybe there is something that might or might not exist called the dead Pope hammer, where they supposedly use to hit to see if the Pope was dead or not. And
oh no.
It's kind of a timely year to learn something like that might exist. But anyway.
Did they hit you on the head with it?
Pope. Yeah. I was like picturing them hitting them on their knees to see if they get that
reflex.
Yeah, the reflex. Which I never have that. So I don't know. But who knows? Like,
I feel like there's other ways, like testing your pulse or hooking you up to a heart rate monitor.
Honestly,
it's hit you with a hammer.
There's a bunch of like
hit you with a hammer.
Almost papal myths or whatever. I swear the one history podcast said, "Well, I don't think it's exactly true that they have a chair with a hole cut out of it so that you can feel if the Pope actually has balls, because that time there might, or have been a rumor that one of them was a female." It's like, wait, what?
Oh my god.
Honestly, Pope mysteries. That could be a thing we could do.
Damn. We get canceled right here.
Religion is mysterious, okay? Yeah. Maybe
that's so crazy. It's not what I was expecting at all.
Is this our like Roman Empire? I'm just like whatever rabbit hole I fall down that day, okay? That's just how my mind works. Whatever. Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, that'd be pretty fun.
Yeah. So what are we talking about this week? Oh yeah.
Canadian crime.
Canadian crime. Yes, our last regular episode had to do with the cold ones, or specifically some older vampire cases, or
so now we're dealing with cases. Cold Canadians.
Yeah. Cold ones to cold cases.
Well, it's like 30 degrees here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's like 90 for y'all. Americans.
Yeah.
Or something. It's no, but and it's been rainy too. I don't know.
Yeah, that
Whatever.
helps cool things down for the evenings and stuff.
Right. I can't really complain. We got the AC, so I don't know. It's different degrees.
I don't, but my house isn't too bad.
Yeah. Like, the basement is cool, always, no matter if you have anything or not.
It is.
The first floor is like okay, and then the top floor is always a few degrees warmer, no matter what. Right. Yeah, I always hear my American pod friends being like, y'all, it's so hot. And I'm like, I'm sorry about it. That's where you live. I don't know what to tell you. I love you.
Yeah. Because you're too close to the equator.
Yeah, no, but it does get hot here too, though. And humid sometimes. But
yeah.
We're a little drier out here in this province than I was ever used to back home. I might be going for a visit. My mom's turning 70 this year, and her sister is like, we should throw you a party and all that. So,
aw, that's sweet.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Shout out, I guess, by the time this airs, because my mom's birthday is the 5th of August, so it will have passed. Happy birthday,
Damn.
Mom!
Yeah.
Oops.
That's tomorrow.
Like, I know.
Tomorrow our time, not your guys' time.
Yeah. Happy Leo season. Yeah, she would like for us to go for a visit, and of course we always would like to go for one. So now that I'm almost done my 4-day work week pilot thingy, I'm like, yeah, I can take off some time or whatever. They were just like, once you're in it, you can't really get out of it, which whatever. I'm sure you could still ask for time off. I just never really asked. It's just like,
yeah.
We were trying it, I think, for like a month and a half or something, whatever. So yeah.
Oh, so they're not keeping it?
We were just the first departments and people that got to try it out, basically. So I think they probably will. But you know how like our departments range from travel to insurance to registries to the people that are like actually out doing the roadside calls, like the tow truck drivers that they didn't roll it out to everybody at first. I don't know. It's yeah. But although it's early some mornings, and I know the winter will be harder, I've been liking it for the most part. But the traffic at 7:30 is a bit of a bitch. Because I used to go in for 9:30, not for 8. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
right?
That's different.
I know, it's 2 hours more a day, so coming home at 6, whatever, the traffic's fine. It's the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, it's nice though. And then this week I didn't realize today was a holiday until somebody said, like, have a long weekend. So I must work 3 days this week then, because today is a holiday.
Yeah.
And I forget what day I have off. Not tomorrow, but yeah.
That'd be nice. Yeah. At my work, our head office, they were closed, but then us little peons, the lowly little worker,
right,
worked regular hours, not even holiday hours.
Yeah, Pat almost psyched me out this morning. He's like, "You sure you have the day off?" I'm like, "No, I told you it's like a civic holiday. Like that's what it says in the calendar. It doesn't even have like a special designation. It's just whatever your province decides to call it."
Yeah, my dad ended up Googling it, was like, it's Heritage Day. And I was like, okay,
right.
cool.
But
like,
I think in New Brunswick, they call it like New Brunswick Day or something.
Alberta Day.
Right.
Alberta. Yeah.
Get outside and have a barbecue day. No, but we didn't really do much, to be honest.
No. Good old Canada.
Yeah. I watered my plants. I have some dahlias growing. They're not black dahlias, but they're dark purple. I can't wait to see. Yeah. They've kind of been growing, and they were just sitting in the basement for a while. So then when I realized we weren't planting anything else, I was like, we should probably plant these. And then they were already like trying to start growing. You know how plants will sometimes do that just when you leave them in a dark spot. And so they were like the bulbs or whatever, and they're starting to go.
That's cool.
That's all that's exciting in my world. I'm watching my flowers and my birds eat from my bird feeder, and the squirrel that we call Squirrely Dan, and he comes and eats from it too.
Nice.
It's very exciting. Yeah. Anyway, I'm ready to get started if you are.
Yes, I have a fun one.
Oh, really? Okay.
Well, maybe it's not fun. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have said that.
I'm waiting for... no, I don't know. We just watched 8 Mile last night, and I have to point out you're wearing a white tank top, which is very wife-beatery of you.
Yeah.
I want you to start rapping your case right now. Go! Just kidding.
My knees are weak, arms are heavy.
Right? It's like the most downloaded song. Oh my god, you guys. Anyway. Oh, too funny. And a kerchief, or what do you call this? I'm sorry. In your hair.
Like a bandana.
Yeah, man.
This is just a headband. This is just a straight up headband. I'm not wearing a bandana today. But I do a lot of times wear a bandana tied with a little
oh yeah. Hat. It's a cute little, kerchief look. I love it. Anyway.
Raleigh whoever, the Riveter, who was that? I can never remember their name.
Oh, Rosie the Riveter from the wartime.
Rosie. Like, not Roxy or...
Yeah. The war posters where she's showing her guns off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Iconic.
So my case is interesting. A woman, some consider her to be like almost a folk hero, which was kind of cool.
Nice.
This is the story of Monica Proietti.
Monica.
And yeah, Monica Proietti, or Machine Gun Molly.
Oh my god.
I was like, god damn, what a name.
Yeah. No, I remember we did Machine Gun Kelly, and I was like, okay, he was hot. No wonder this other guy calls himself after. But no.
Right, yeah.
I don't remember this chickie.
No, this Machine Gun Molly. So Monica Proietti was born February 25th, 1940 in Montreal, Quebec.
Really?
Yeah.
We have a bit of a Quebec crossover. Okay.
Oh.
That's so funny. I mean, I know we're both in Canada, but what are the chances?
Yeah, that's kind of funny. Her family had like immigrated over, and when they had her, they were described as a poor Italian family, and they were living in the city's East End in what was considered at the time to be more of a red light district. So not a great area to be in, lots of crime. Yeah, I guess there's lots of like gambling and drugs and theft and sex work and all that going on in
Italians. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know if it was all Italians, like if this was more of an Italian neighborhood or not, but
already it's got a reputation. Yeah.
Yeah. Many of her relatives had been involved in crime, and everything I read talks about her grandmother, who served time in jail for receiving stolen goods, and also reportedly, I didn't know this was a thing, but her grandmother also reportedly ran a school for crime, where she taught the neighborhood children in the red light district how to do like petty theft and stuff. I was like, there's schools for that. And I guess
Certainly not recognized by the school board district.
Yeah, I was like, what do you mean she ran a school of crime for neighborhood children? Like, bye, Mom, I'm going to school. The crime school.
Yeah, but one does wonder how all those people in, like, John Wick and other movies get to be where they are. How do they get to be one of these girls who's operating the switchboards with all them tattoos and saying who's got the hit out on them? And
yeah.
Where do you learn that?
You start as an intern. You start as an unpaid intern.
Oh, yeah. Getting everyone's coffee.
Yeah. You get the order wrong, you get hit in the head. Like, you get a headshot.
Kenneth from 30 Rock. Oh.
There was a former police officer, I guess, in that area, who had a little quote I ran across saying that Monica's grandmother was a woman who taught kids how to steal and gave them a cut of the take. There was no place for the kids to play in that district, so they roamed the streets begging and stealing, and nobody cared about them. But you were a cop, you could have cared about them.
She's like running a ring of some sort. So really
kind of, yeah.
Making them steal and taking a profit is... Yeah, well...
Well, a lot of them were, like, doing crime and stuff to provide for their families, which we'll get to, so...
I mean, that's very often the case. We just don't like to admit it and think about that part of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So Monica dropped out of school in grade 5 and turned to her life of crime full-time. And by 13... Yeah, by 13, she was arrested for doing sex work, saying that she was using the money she earned to help her family, like, financially, and help provide, because she had, like, 7 siblings or something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so, like, it was a big family. I don't exactly know where she fell in, like, age-wise or anything, but... Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was just doing whatever she could to help provide for them.
Okay.
Yeah. And
before birth control. Sorry, I just had to point out. Yeah.
Maybe, like, the pill, but not condoms and stuff. They've been using those for, like, fucking 400 years. They were just gross.
Yes. To varying degrees of success. Yeah. You're right.
In 1956, Monica, who was 17, married a gentleman by the name of Anthony Smith. He was a 33-year-old Scottish gangster. That's what he was described as. They stayed together for a little bit. Like, Monica and him had 2 children together named Jeanette and Anthony, and she spent the next few years focusing on helping raise their children, and during that time she was relying on her husband Anthony Smith to provide, like, financially for their family.
Mm-hmm.
And then in 1958, Monica's mom was pregnant, I guess. So, like, Monica herself already had 2 kids, and then her mom is now pregnant. Don't know how old the mom is.
It started young.
Yeah. So, yeah, 1958, Monica's pregnant mother and 3 of Monica's siblings pass away, like, tragically. They're killed in this explosion that is reportedly caused by a gas leak in the building that they're living in, that some stuff said was, like, scheduled to be demolished, like, it was planned to be demolished and stuff. and that they were going to be putting in like financial housing or something in the
Okay.
area. But yeah, there was some sort of gas leak and it exploded.
And
So
her mom who died?
Yeah, her mom, who was pregnant at the time, and then 3 out of her 7 siblings died in the explosion.
Wow. What a tragedy.
Yeah. Right? One of the sources I read said that she felt guilty because she had tried to save more of her siblings from the fire but was unsuccessful. So I don't know if that means that she was on the scene and had saved some of her siblings from dying in the fire or not, because it was worded very strangely.
Right. Yeah, I could totally see that. She's still living on the property, but not near enough to the kids, maybe to help.
I don't
she thought
really
she could.
know. But she herself believed that the explosion was not an accident and went to the police and let them know her suspicions, but the police wouldn't listen to her. Which, I mean, feel bad.
Ugh.
But, yeah.
Children dying in a fire is just awful.
Yeah, I don't know how many people were living in the building at the time, but...
Yeah.
Then a few years later, in 1962, Monica and her husband, Anthony Smith, are caught robbing a cafe. Smith ended up getting deported as an undesirable citizen, and that left Monica to look after their 2 young children by herself. And,
oh my god.
Yeah.
That's not good. That's never good. That shit's still not good today.
Exactly.
Yeah, if people are leaving the country they're born in, it's for a good reason. And, like, if we can help them out.
Right?
Damn, why can't we, Ugh. It's shitty.
Yeah, so she then became involved with this guy named Vader Tessier. He was an avid bank robber, and the couple moved into, like, they got together. I don't exactly know when, but they moved into a house together, like a new house together, and they together had another child. They named Giles, and
Giles.
Yeah.
Like Buffy's tutor.
Yeah, exactly like that. It's just like, I know that name. So this guy, he played a major role in, like, advancing Monica's criminal career and activities. And she started kind of being involved with him in robbing banks together, because he was an avid bank robber. He had experience with that. So she started helping him plan how to rob future banks. And they did that until, like, 1966, so for about 4 years, when he ended up getting imprisoned and sentenced to 15 years for armed robbery. So now she's alone once again, this time with 3 kids.
Ooh. Yeah. Nowadays, you wonder if they'd put it on their, like, dating profile or whatever. I love to rob banks. We connected over it. It was amazing.
Yeah.
It's the thrill. I do love the episode of Modern Family where the little kid there, Jay and Gloria's son, was like, you can't be more than, like, 5 or something. And he just tells how he starts stealing, and he's like, oh yeah, I steal things now. It makes my heart beat fast. He just, like, so like, young and innocent to the points where I'm like, okay, yeah, I get it. He gets it on a core level or something. I'm just like, oh boy.
Damn.
they got their hands full with that one. He's got the Latin blood. Like they used to think that, when he was a baby that he was the devil or something. I don't know, not really, but there was a whole like plot line where he would, I don't know, start crying when I don't know, liberal views were on display or something. They were like, "What's wrong with him?" He gets mad around Cam and Mitch and, the gay ones and whatever. And Gloria was like, "Oh no, the men in my family." Sorry. Stupid, but it was funny.
So getting into some more about robberies. Left alone with their 3 young kids to provide for, she ends up turning to robbing banks herself. Starting in 1967. I guess she ended up leaving her kids in the care of her sister, and then over the course of the next 2 years, ran pretty successfully. They were very busy. She and this little gang that I don't know totally who was involved in her gang. There's only 2 other people named, so I don't know if it was really just the 3 of them. There's a Gerald Lalivre and his brother Robert, and together over just 2 years they robbed more than 20 banks and credit unions and stole an estimated $100,000 or about $900,000 today.
Damn.
So I mean, yeah, they did pretty good.
They were not bad at it.
Yeah.
The heck. 20 banks? Holy.
Yeah, 20 banks and credit unions.
Huh.
There's Tim Burke, a Montreal Star reporter, wrote, quote, "In her first few jobs, she was just the driver or the driver of the getaway car. But when the boys saw how she could handle a machine gun and what icy nerves she had, they promoted her." And to that, Burke added, "And like a lot of her male cohorts, she didn't need goofballs or booze to get going out on or booze before going out on a job. She made sure to stay away from drug and alcohol use in order to stay focused on the job at hand."
Wow.
She got nerves of steel.
And saying goofballs is like...
I know, it was like, I forgot that was in this sentence.
But it literally, even in my lifetime, became such a thing to call someone a goof in New Brunswick, in Atlantic Canada, that it's like a really offensive term. You fucking goof. It's like calling someone a douche or something. It's really bad.
Oh wow. No.
I don't know how it got that way, but it did. So like Eastern
Canada. Never have that here because it was like, I don't know, like Goofy from like Mickey Mouse and stuff.
Oh, totally. And it's like, yeah, I know who he is, but I've still heard people say goof with such disdain that you would think it was like a racial slur or something.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's a really, really bad, like, regional insult, I would say, in the eastern provinces almost. It's so strange, right? You goof. It's like, so bad.
Yeah, here it must be some slang for like drugs because they say that she didn't need that or booze. So.
Oh.
Yeah, so it was some sort of slang for... Right. I don't know.
Hard to say.
Yeah. At the time, even now probably, it was uncommon for a woman to be robbing banks. So, Monica Proietti quickly became famous and turned into quite the folk hero for many of the people of Montreal. There was a bit of conflicting information about how she got the name Machine Gun Molly. Some things saying that detectives started calling her that, and then I did run across a couple things that said that guy that kind of turned her on to like robbing banks and stuff. He's the one that gave her that name. So I'm not exactly sure, but it is kind of a misnomer because she never actually used a machine gun.
Right.
Yeah, and her name's not Molly, it's Monica.
Anytime we can just get that alliteration out there with that catchy name.
Oh, yeah.
People are going to do it. It's like, yeah, okay. It's like sawed off shotgun Sally. No, I don't know.
Yeah.
AK-47 Alanna. Actually, AK. That's both our initials.
Yeah.
Stupid.
French newspapers at the time had their own name for her, which was Monica la Mitraille, meaning like military. This was more so actually accurate after the weapon she actually began using, which I should have looked up again to see if I could find a picture of this thing. So her boyfriend, that Gerald guy, she was dating him when she kind of started rising through the bank robbery scene. He got her, a gold-plated semi-automatic M1 rifle. And that's what she began using in the robberies. Was a gold-plated rifle.
Semi-automatic Molly. Yeah.
Yeah, wow. But gold-plated? Like, what are we?
Sexy.
I was just like, that sounds pretty badass. And apparently he got that for her after she got nicknamed by somebody Machine Gun Molly, so...
Maybe he knew she loved gold and shiny things.
Right?
Like, you say I don't buy enough gold, girl. Here you go. She's like, I meant earrings. But you're like, they're trying, you know?
Yeah. I meant gold bars from the bank, not a gun.
My gold tooth. Yeah.
I guess during the robberies, they described her as being quite aggressive. She would like go into the bank. She'd be firing rounds of bullets into the ceiling to intimidate those around her, with her signature gold-plated rifle. And she was dressed like a man, and she had all these different wigs and clothing that she would switch out as disguises. So like people she wasn't revealing what she looked like. Like they didn't recognize her. They didn't know who it was.
They thought it was the man with the golden gun. Sorry.
Yeah.
James Bond.
Right? Yeah, so she did that during the robberies, and then in her regular life, she dressed like completely the opposite. So didn't really figure out it was her. I don't know if they ever necessarily would have.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Probably. Yeah, I was like, holy shit. There is a couple pictures in the drive.
So she just like does it for funsies.
Well, she's trying to provide for her kids, but like people don't realize it's her that's doing the robberies. They just know of like this Machine Gun Molly person that's like doing all these robberies.
Crazy.
Yeah. So the morning of September 19th, 1967, her and her two accomplices, those brothers, Gerard and Robert, they robbed a bank and took about $3,000. And police were dispatched to the bank within like 30 seconds of the robbery, so very quickly, I guess.
Oh, wow.
And the three at that point had already made off in their getaway vehicle, which was a 67 Chrysler. And they had driven away not too far before they ended up hijacking a 66 Plymouth. But police were in pursuit and identified that second vehicle, the Plymouth, and began following them again. During that time, Monica was driving. This is crazy to me. Said that they were led on a high-speed chase through the city. I didn't realize how high speed because only one source said the speed, which was apparently 180 kilometers an hour.
Oh,
which
shit.
I don't know if I believe you could drive that in fucking city. That would be so terrifying.
Right? Like a land speed record or something. No, but like
I was like, who the fuck is
fast.
driving 180 kilometers? Like, there's intersections. They're in the city. Like,
yeah, the highways you're going like 120 or so, you know.
yeah, and that's like you're not stopping. There's not oncoming
No.
traffic or people trying to cross in front of you. So, I don't know if I necessarily believe that speed, but it was a high speed police chase.
Damn.
Yeah.
Unlike those ones where they're like Canadian, you know, police chase.
That
and
one.
Then, yeah,
That
we're all like
commercial.
spinning out in the winter. And
Love it.
Snow.
My favorite is when the people on the getaway are like, get out and start pushing their car, and then the cops and get out of their vehicle, and then they start pushing the cop car. And it's like, why aren't you arresting them? You're both outside your car. It's stuck in the snow.
Such a silly video, but yeah, I feel like it's the
I
exact
love
same
it.
one.
It makes me laugh every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're going very, very fast. Apparently, they're shooting at the police, and the police are shooting back at them. A couple different things I read said that there had never been any injuries in any of these bank robberies.
Okay.
Yeah, no injuries or deaths, but one thing I saw said that during this shooting back and forth, there was an 11-month-old child named Antonio Marinelli, who was injured by a projectile that hit him in the cheek during the exchange. Yeah.
Okay, but not killed.
No. But like, yeah, I got some sort of cheek injury. Yeah. There was an intersection. I can't remember what one. I think a couple things said where she ended up losing control of the vehicle that she was driving, and it slammed into the side of a bus.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Would have done more damage to her, though, I would have thought.
Yeah, it does. Like, no one on the bus was injured, I guess, and the brothers, they were in the vehicle with her. They managed to flee the scene, but Monica was pretty injured. Okay. Apparently, she stuck her revolver that she also must have been carrying out the window and began firing at the police. And they fired back at her. She was still in the car, I guess. A couple things said that it was actually an undercover police officer that was nearby that like witnessed the crash and ran onto the scene and then realized what was happening and shot her. But yeah, she was shot in the head, I guess, and the chest twice, killing her instantly. And then one of the brothers, Robert, was caught hiding in a shed nearby, and I guess the other one got away successfully, and they never caught him or something.
Whoa. Okay, yeah. So she's dead.
She's dead. Monica Proietti, she died on that day, September 19th, 1967. She was only 27 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's young.
Forget how young she was when all of this was happening.
Right. But it's like Bonnie and Clyde are so romanticized sometimes. You're like, yeah, but they died. Right.
So Monica, I guess they must have figured out who she was, like identified her, because like I said, I don't think they necessarily would have figured out who Molly the Machine Gun was, or Machine Gun Molly was, if it wasn't for this. Like, they were literally pursuing her from the scene of the crime, so they knew it was for sure her. So they identified her as Monica, and her apartment that she was living in was raided that afternoon, where they found like some like guns and stuff, I guess. One of the things I think is kind of tragic about it is multiple things said that this was reportedly going to be the last robbery. It always is. Always fucking is. Just one last score. We all die.
True. Fast and Furious fashion. Yeah, or something. Movie trope.
So this was planned to be her last, and she intended to use all the money to fund her new life for herself and her 3 kids down in Florida. So like they were gonna move, and
her 3 kids, I forgot.
Yeah. Jesus. And remember, like, husband's in prison.
Yeah, and she still can't get enough. Like, oh, just
first one's deported.
One. Yeah. It's like, how about just one more legit job so that you can try and support your 3 kids, or at least try and get back on your feet where you're not honestly just like, oh, one more, like a junkie, like one more and I'll stop, you know? It's like, oh, damn.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
There was apparently some sort. Oh, sorry, I skipped over a little thing. I guess Monica's father was the one that was sent to the morgue to ID her body.
Oh,
must have been sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I said, she's kind of become like this folk hero, somewhat, and there's all these rumors and stuff. Like, it's hard to piece the case together because there's a lot of misinformation out there.
Right.
Yeah, there was like a 2004 Quebec film called Machine Gun Molly that was loosely based on her life, and that was a film adapted from the book Souvenirs de Monica by Georges Hébert Germain.
So French.
So French. But then, if you remember, she had her youngest kid, Giles Tessier. I don't know if that's how you pronounce his name.
Gilles. No, I don't know. Yeah.
He was only 18 months old when she was shot and killed.
That's horrible.
So he never really knew her, but I did run across a thing saying that he collaborated on this limited series documentary that was titled Monica la Mitraille for like his mom, and there was a director, Martin Paquette. So I couldn't like watch the documentary. It was also all in French, but it was like, I think 3 or 4 part series, and it's like him kind of piecing together her life and trying to focus on his family and stuff instead of the misinformation that he feels like has been surrounding the case and her story, and like focus more on the fact that like this is his mom and what she was trying to do to like help her family survive and stuff, which I thought was kind of nice.
Yeah.
And then I liked as well that the director, the Martin guy, he said, quote, "I knew Monica's story through my father and my aunts, who did research on my family and Giles. Since they were neighbors in Leduc Alley, they were indirectly related. So, like, his family grew up in the same neighborhood, so, like, his family knew Monica, I guess, and stuff. Yeah. So yeah, he was the director of this little documentary thing. He said, "I have a deep affection for these people, so the story of Monica the Machine Gun has always been with me." And I guess part of the little documentary they did also focuses on the fact that Giles, though he didn't know his mom, like, really, like he's been in and out of prison his entire life. And I guess at the time they were shooting the documentary, Giles' son was also heading to prison for the first time. Like, yeah.
It becomes a
And that,
pattern, or that's rough.
yeah. Yeah, I think one thing I even said that, like, he couldn't be there to, like, pick his son up or visit his son in prison or something because he wasn't supposed to be near there or something. So, like, the director, that Martin guy, ended up being the one to pick up his son from prison, like, for him.
Okay.
Because he couldn't go. Don't really know why he couldn't go, because I couldn't watch the, like, documentary thing. But...
oh, annoying. Yeah.
yeah, I think it tried playing and then it said maybe it wasn't available in my area or something.
Right.
But
like the Quebec version of the Traders. Can't find it. Anyway, but yeah, that's frustrating. That's crazy case.
But I was like, I've never heard about like Monica and this whole thing, and I mean, I don't condone it, but I love a bank robbery. I like a heist.
We always do.
I like a John Dillinger.
A theft is a little bit more palatable than, many of the other crimes, let's say.
Yeah.
Steal from the rich. Yeah.
I liked I guess other than that 11-month-old who may have been hit in the cheek by something, I liked that they said that like nobody ever got injured or anything at any of the robberies. It was about like intimidation and getting in and out as quick as you could. Yeah.
No, totally. That's always, that makes it much more palatable, and you're like, oh, that was kind of a fun story. Yeah, rather than a tragedy or whatever. Oh, that's awesome. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I guess be heading back to Montreal after the break. Crazy.
Oh no. We just call this not Canadian crimes, it's Montreal. Montreal true crime.
Oh my gosh. So many good mysteries in Montreal and all over French Canada. Crazy.
Like, how do you pronounce names? Kelsey will never know. She does not have the good French pronunciation.
Have you ever wondered, how in the hell did I get here? You are not alone. My podcast is called True Crime Connections. It's an advocacy podcast where I talk with survivors of toxic relationships, abusive marriages. We all have one thing in common. How in the hell did we get here? And how do we get out? How do we find our self-worth again? Well, if you feel that way, come check out my podcast, because not only do you get actionable steps to take to help you take your life back, but you can listen to how others have dealt with their own situations, including addiction, suicidal ideation, and low self-worth and respect. We can get you on the right track. Make sure to check out True Crime Connections. See you there.
And we're back.
Woohoo!
Oh yeah, I was like, we did have our break. That's right, yes. Had our break. No technical difficulties that you know of, and we're moving on. No. Yeah, mine also comes from like decades past in Canada, and the Montreal area, and it came to be known, at least on the Great Canadian Mysteries website, I think is the one that I wanted to shout out. The Redpath Mansion Murder Mystery.
Redpath Murder Mystery?
Are they called? Okay, yeah. Most of the sources I got was from CanadianMysteries.ca.
Okay. I think I've used them before too.
Yeah, and I was telling you about them a little bit when we chose this, because I was like, oh yeah, it was cool. I had different sources and stuff for a few different cases. yeah, kind of a maybe sort of a Wikipedia, sort of a like, yeah, you click on this and you can get this transcript or whatever. Yeah, so kind of cool. But yeah, I had never heard of this either. But you may have heard of the Redpath family, or at least bought some of their bags of white sugar.
Okay. I don't know. Buddy, excuse you. Gordo, interrupt us. Gordo! Hey, don't do that. Come on. We aren't doing that.
We are doing that.
He's like, hey, who me?
No.
Who me? I'm just sitting here all innocent like.
No one's talking about you right now. One of these days, you'll get your whole episode, Gordo. No. Yes. The Redpath family were part of the rich, wealthy, and elite upper class in Montreal in like late 1800s, early 1900s, and ended up owning what became known as like the Redpath Mansion at 1065 Sherbrooke Street, and it was in the classy Square Mile neighborhood. Everything was like, ooh, they lived in the Golden Square, the Square Mile.
Ooh. Well, wasn't like, I don't know, like sugar is such a big thing, isn't it?
Big export
when there's like,
a long time, yeah.
When there's like famine and war and everything, it's like, oh, you can't get sugar. Like, sugar's being rationed and stuff. So
yeah, because think about where we get sugar cane from, just those like Caribbean islands, quote unquote. I'm like, I think, but not not places where it gets exported to that we all live usually.
Yeah.
We can't make it here. We can make maple syrup. That's what we can make. Yes, so I nerded out a little bit. The patriarch of the family, the grandfather, John Redpath, has a cool Wikipedia page. He seems like...
Does he have a nice mustache? He probably does.
Did he have a mustache? I had a picture, but wait. I was just having trouble getting all my pictures, and then I started uploading mine into your folder. It was just like, I don't have a folder.
Oh,
and I forgot how to easily make a folder because I'm a loser. No, I had a picture of him too. Oh, there he is, John Redpath. Let's see. So inside of yours, that's called Canada.
Oh, I see him.
There's now one called John Redpath. Oh, no mustache.
No, some killer sideburns though.
A stern countenance.
Yeah.
He was Scottish. Hang on here, my windows. No. Oh, I need the other one on top, but I can't find it. There it is. Okay.
That little like mansion is cute though. Looks like a little castle.
Gosh. I was like, I need pictures of the house. More pictures of the house.
It's very cute. I love it.
Okay, good. Because I might have one or two in color because I was trying so hard to get pictures of the stately Victorian mansion that they built or whatever.
Yes.
Sexy. No.
Love a brick facade.
Oh, yes. Yeah, it is. And it is brick. And where I'm like, oh, in color you can tell. I don't know. Whatever. But it was cool because he's the patriarch. So it was neat to learn about how he had a hand or was sort of a force of nature in molding old Montreal, creating his own dynasty and founding a bunch of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a little mini dive into his history because I was At first, though I had the good website, it still didn't have a lot of meat to it, you know? The actual case itself, not a lot of details, but
that's how I felt. I was like, oh, we're sitting at 2.5 pages? That's great.
Right?
I was like, it can be a smaller case.
Here's some quotes. Wait, what? No, but by the time I got done with this one, I was still adding stuff almost last minute today, going, oh, well, that's cool too, because, you know, because I could find out a bit about the grandpa here, the patriarch, we'll call him, John Redpath, born 1796. He had the good sideburns. We don't exactly when in 1796 he was born, but he died March 5th, 1869. And they called him a Scots Quebecer, which we say Quebecer in Canada, but I haven't seen it spelled out, which made it look kind of funny. Quebecer. Anyway. He was a businessman and philanthropist who came from a poor family in Scotland, was born in Earlston, Berwickshire during a time called the Lowland Clearances, which I was like, what?
Clearance sale. Woo!
Right? I heard a lot about what's happened to the Highlanders, but this I was not familiar. So it referred to a time when thousands of cotters and tenant farmers left the lowland farms for bigger cities like Glasgow, Edinburgh, and even northern England. Oh.
Okay.
So, I learned the lowland clearances from the 1716s. No, everyone's gonna fall asleep. From the 1760s to the 1830s, emerged as a significant consequence of the Scottish agricultural revolution, which transformed the long-standing agricultural practices that had been prevalent in lowland Scotland during the 17th century. So a bunch of farmers left, I guess, you know, to the city. And those that did stay would help modernize the farming practices from the very old-fashioned to one of the most modern kinds of farming in Europe. So I was like, okay, that's kind of cool.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
Basically what I could understand. And then this John Redpath gained some stonemasonry experience with a guy named George Drummond in Edinburgh. And since many at that time were not staying on the farms or whatever, they are moving to bigger and better places, he moves west to Canada to make some money. And I'm like, hell yeah. I grew up in Atlantic Canada, where a lot of us still moved west in Canada to make more money. Like,
I mean, my mom's family's from Scotland, and her grandfather was a stonemason too. But they settled in
so cool.
Manitoba, and he built like a stone farmhouse, and then helped build like the Banff Springs Hotel and everything.
We've talked about that one. Oh shit, I forgot. Yeah. That's really cool.
Yeah, he used to have a little plaque on the Banff Springs Hotel that like had his name on it, saying your like grandpa. What part he helped build. Great grandpa, I think. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, my mom's grandpa. Yeah.
No, but like that shit gets remembered because I still talk about my dad's. He got a brick from working on the bridge between PEI and New Brunswick, the Confederation Bridge. A little brick. That's so cool. That's pretty cool. I forgot. Like so many Scottish immigrants and Irish and other ones like helped build our country. It's really neat.
Oh yeah. They built some of the oldest buildings that are still here in Canada were built by European people that brought all their skills.
I love our old roots. Yeah. Some Americans be like, no. They're like, we didn't exist before 1700s. My brain can't compute. I'm like, well, come on now.
No.
Yeah.
I'm just like, let me build this stone house. It's gonna last 400 years.
Fucking stone houses, man.
Yeah.
Just like everything was stone houses and in the UK, and then they're all like, "No, this old castle."
Yeah. Very cool.
So apparently it was 1816 when he disembarked in Montreal, nearly penniless in Quebec City. And I would say, as legend has it, because it was like one thing on Wikipedia that said like citation needed. But
Legends tell. Yeah.
yeah, that he walked barefoot to Montreal. So
Oh, really?
I mean, citation needed. And Wikipedia was also really like, you really gonna go past and not give today? You're not gonna donate? And I was like, I really can't, man. Not this time, bro.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'll give you a shout out though.
Yeah. We'll ask our
Yeah.
loyal listeners to go donate to Wikipedia.
Yeah. I know. Sometimes they're a little needy.
Hey, if my case has a Wikipedia page, I am reading it.
I know.
Doesn't mean it's my first source, but I am gonna read it.
There's some other good ones. Mysterious Universe, that's come up a few times for me, and I hear other pods mention it. I'm like, oh yeah.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah. Yeah, this guy's backstory was just a little fun, I guess. So, sorry. In in November, he watched them put in some of the first oil street lamps on Rue St. Paul, and he also used his knowledge of stonemasonry to get a leg up in construction, then running his own business, like his own construction business, and then they took on major projects like the Lachine Canal. And I had a picture of that too. He built that one, and the canal and the locks that they subsequently built were key to future development of the city of Montreal, because ever since late 1600s, about 1689, people had tried to build a canal to get through the treacherous Lachine Rapids, apparently, that surrounded, I don't know, the city. Yeah. And then John decides to give it a go, and powered by some funding from the baby Bank of Montreal, he succeeded in 1825.
Good old BMO.
That was my first bank account. Also, I did have a picture, and maybe the ones where I'm like, I didn't upload a whole folder, but it's a cute little canal with some bridges now.
Nice.
But like at the time, it was quite the big deal, especially because the next hurdle was acquiring the land along the canal. For a while, they had figured out how to get the ships down it. The land was owned by the Roman Catholic, and I didn't look up how to say that word, Sulpician order.
Salt pigeon?
It's almost like Sulpicer, but like Sulpician. And so I don't know.
I have no idea.
I've never seen this word before. It seems so very Catholic. Yeah. So while shipping had increased, the land along the canal itself was unused for building any new structures for 20 years. And after 20 years, Redpath and other businessmen were finally able to buy plots of land along this canal that they had essentially opened for business. Yeah.
Prime real estate.
And it totally was.
Yeah.
For
it's
manufacturing,
like building along
plants.
A highway. It's like
yes,
along a highway.
I know.
Yeah.
That's why all the old towns were like along rivers and stuff. Yeah, they were like their highways, basically. You're right. And it was perfectly placed for manufacturing plants that had lots of water that could be used in the construction and provided steam power too. And of course, the shipping and all that.
Your waste, you can just throw it in the river and poison everybody. It's perfect.
Well, no.
Send it all downstream.
Yeah, let's not do all that though. No, they were good to their their land, I would say.
Okay.
Even though he was a businessman, he still gave back. I mean, and that in the true crime community just puts a target on your back. If you're a pillar of the community, it's like,
Yeah. Don't stand out. Don't light up a room. Be a void. Be a...
Don't be notable at all.
Yeah. Average.
Yeah. Average. He built the first sugar refinery in Canada. So in his lifetime, he saw the shipping increase from 600 small ships per year at the start to 13,000 large ships a year in his little area.
That's a huge increase.
Yeah, those 20 years. He's waiting. No. And he built a grand home he called Terrace Bank, or in this case, it's referred to as the Redpath Mansion most often. And he built the Notre Dame Basilica. That just made me sound Italian. See, my French is so bad. I should just not even try, you stupid white woman. Yeah. So he did that church in Montreal and some of the first buildings at McGill University, which is a really good school in Canada. We mostly all know.
I heard that one.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys got your Yale and your whatever, and we got like a couple.
Yeah.
Notable.
Where we get our edumacation.
Yeah. It was like something I was reading online that was like, Canadians don't have a lot of luxury, like high-end brands like Gucci and, you know, like a lot of other countries and places do. Or they buy from other countries, I guess. And then someone else online, because it was, I don't know if it was Reddit, if it was like Ask a Canadian or whatever, but they're like, yeah, we spend all our stuff on like our toys and like our outdoor toys and like our skidoos.
Sometimes, I don't know.
Motorhomes. Yeah, a lot. Yeah, and I've noticed a lot of people do, but like we just, I think maybe just value more like Europeans, where we're like value having a good time and like memories and stuff than like owning a thing. Like, say, Americans might have more of a tendency to do. Yeah. Like, we'd rather have an experience or something than like, never.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'd much rather go on holidays than be like, ooh, look at this handbag. Like,
right? $5,000 fucking purse. I'm always like, what? You crazy?
Yeah, I could go on vacation for 11 days. See ya.
Right? Even the fucking mountains around here, you need a couple $100 a night. Me and Kelsey can go to the mountains.
Yeah. Donate to Patreon.
Exactly. So yeah, they did very well for themselves. Redpath Sugar, this manufacturing sugar refinery, that's what they called it. He processed 7,000 tons of raw sugar a year, and he stayed busy with other endeavors too. He was serving on the board of directors of Bank of Montreal, or BMO, as the commercials call it.
It's funny because like our other banks, I don't know, RBC and like TD and that kind of stuff is like you're saying the letters, but like nobody says like BMO. It's BMO.
No, yeah, because I think we had that one commercial where it was like BMO or something. It's so stupid.
That must be it, because it was like, why is BMO? It just sounds totally wrong to me. No, it's BMO.
BMO. They were my first. Then I had what is it? Royal Bank? Yeah, RBC.
RBC? Yeah. The Royal Bank of Canada.
And Pat, a lot of his has always been TD. And then they had that one episode of Letterkenny where they're like, oh, you work for TD Bank? Yeah, TD Bank. TD Bank? No, TD Bank. It was like the French guy.
TD Bank.
Canadian. Yeah, and they're thinking he's saying TD Bank.
So funny.
Because, you know,
like
Toronto Dominion is our other big bank. Like, these are, it's more Eastern. Because, like, from when I moved out here, I had to switch. There's no Bank of Montreal's out here. You just can't. And surprisingly enough, if your, like, home branch isn't near where you are, it can be a problem sometimes. Kind of a hassle. Like,
Yeah. I know
don't know why
there's
they do that.
one. I mean, the BMO I started with was out in like Spruce. And here
Oh, really?
I've only been to the BMO that I guess would be considered my nearest branch. I've been there once in 10 years. Like,
Oh.
I don't know those people.
Yes, I feel like I had problems when I moved out west and then didn't have the same home branch or whatever the fuck they called it. I was like, dude, I don't know what you want from me.
Yeah, I mostly deal with the titty bank. I deal with the titty bank.
Nice. Okay, so on to how this guy was sort of influential. In Canada, thank you, Wikipedia, in the developing years of the early 19th century, that small population meant that there was limited financial resources for businesses to draw upon. Because major business development was still dependent upon funding the London Stock Exchange, Redpath understood the need for Canada to begin the long process of developing its own capital markets. As such, he was a promoter of the Montreal Investment Association, the forerunner of the Montreal Stock Exchange. End quote.
Okay, I was going to say he's going to become an investor in a bunch of businesses.
Yeah, it's weird because people will be like, I don't know much about the stock exchange. And I'm like, yeah, I didn't realize that we, like, had one. I thought it was only really the New York one or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know if I necessarily would have known.
The Montreal Stock Exchange, excuse me.
Yeah, get out of here. I'm not a finance bro, okay?
Bro. But for all he achieved, I think he kept reminding himself where he came from. He always gave back to his community, seemingly sort of disliking the chokehold England still had on Canada.
Okay.
Because some articles compared it to, I'm like, it led me to a mini wiki hole on the Robert Baldwin, the guy who they said was more pro England, early Canadian. Oh my god, I don't even know. They're like, he was an upper Canadian lawyer and politician who worked with Louis Hippolyte LaFontaine and led the first responsible government ministry in the province of Canada. And I read all that and was like, well, that's crazy, and I need to get out of this hole. But then I couldn't because it led to a... Sorry, this is just my surmising of this stupid Wikipedia hole. Which led to a series of things like a bill called the Rebellion Losses Bill and the backlash of that, and the burning of the Parliament buildings in Montreal in 1849, which helped to make them move the capital from there to Ottawa. And I was like, wait, what? That's part of the reason why we moved. I did not know. I know our capital is
Montreal
Ottawa.
people are too passionate.
I mean, there's still, you know, as much as the English and the French have always fought, there's still a divide between Anglo Canadians and Franco Canadians where we'll make fun of each other, etc. You know?
Yeah.
I was just like, what? So he also, he built that house. He had a ton of children. He was married twice. First to Janet McPhee of Glengarry, Ontario. Nanny McPhee. Mommy McPhee. No. They married on December 19th, 1818, and had 7 children together in what I reckon was about 16 years. Yeah.
No thanks.
Then, when she passed away in 1834, I am not surprised that he got married not too long after, which was the following year on September 11th, 1835.
Damn.
I mean,
and he
you
had
have
32 more children. No.
Yeah, you have 7 children already. No, but they did have 10 more kids.
Oh my god, no!
He married a slightly younger model, a 20-year-old Scottish-born Jane Drummond. And I think because he was born in 1796, he probably would have been about 40, 41. But that was kind of par for the course of the time. Anyway, she's very virile as well.
God damn, apparently he is too. 17 children.
Oh, yeah, he's like fucking Genghis Khan or...
Good thing he's a millionaire, probably. Like, god damn.
Yeah, oh yeah, this was the most complete list of names one thing had. Peter, John James, George Drummond, Francis Robert, Augusta Eleanor, Harriet, Ina, Mary, and Helen. He names a street called Drummond Street after his wife Jane. And when I say he was charitable, he casually was also the director of the Montreal General Hospital, a donor to many missionary societies, and especially endorsed educational institutions. Like his son Peter endowed a chair of mathematics at McGill University, and then they built Redpath Museum and Redpath Library there on campus as well.
Okay. Those are nice things. Yeah, libraries and...
It's quite a legacy. And then I was like so glad I looked him up, just instead of it being like, oh, he made the family rich because he built this and that. Like, I looked up his page and was like, holy shit. Because then it was like, and casually he was anti-slavery and voted for all those bills, and he aided impoverished immigrants that were forced into sex work because he was just that nice.
Damn.
I mean, he bought the land for the family home from the de Riviere family, who had lost a long court case against the trustees of McGill University. It's very tied up with the McGill University.
Yeah.
Founding,
got, like,
I guess.
libraries and that kind
Yes.
of stuff there. Interesting.
They still stand today. Oh yes, and he casually named some of the streets around I think just the house. Rue Redpath. It's spelled croissant Redpath. Like the pastry. I don't know if that... I know, as far as that means for French streets. I'm actually not sure if that means like crossing or something, because I've never seen it, but it's like croissant Redpath. Like,
he just likes croissants.
Yeah.
Crescents. He likes crescents.
But like, it's basically, it's like probably like just like Redpath Street, like the other one, because it's like Rue Redpath, Croissant Redpath, and Place Redpath. But he himself is buried in Mount Royal Cemetery. And this great legacy is wonderful, but there are some mysteries within it that mar it and make it murky. And it kind of comes to the mysterious death of his son, John James's widow, Ada Maria, and her boy. So, you thought because he was a pillar of the community that he was going to get killed, but no.
I did. I thought somebody was going to take him out.
I just gave you a real long history on him because he was interesting. But we do know some about Ada. So this is his daughter-in-law. Yeah. She was reportedly in poor health and was taken care of mainly by her daughter Amy and son Cliff, whose full name was Jocelyn Clifford. Back when males were named Jocelyn and Ashley very casually.
Yeah.
Born 26th April 1842, Ada Maria was youngest of 4 girls from her father John Easton and mother Hannah Lyman. And Mills was a prominent merchant and elected mayor of Montreal in 1846 when she was 4. But he died the next year of typhus from his work with victims of the epidemic that hit the Point St. Charles immigrant sheds. So, very sad that he died when she was so young. And then it was just her and her sisters Alice, Hannah Jane, and Mary Elizabeth. She then married John James Redpath in 1867 near London, England, in a place called Putney. Did they have any chutney? Her marriage contract stipulated she was to hold control of her assets as if still single. So she full on had like a prenup.
Wow.
Yeah, and the one source, I think it was the Canadian Mysteries website, said that in November 1870 she bought the family home, the Victorian home that was the Grand Estate on Sherbrooke Street. Just straight up like paid for that shit.
That's pretty cool.
I mean, couldn't be me that would have the down payment.
Yeah, back in like 18 something, for a woman to do that was probably pretty crazy.
I know. At least she was smart enough to be like, I keep all my assets when we marry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They had 5 children. They had Amy, Peter Whiteford, John, Reginald, Harold, and Jocelyn Clifford. Her estate was to go to them if she died. She wanted her girl to have her same prenup, whereas she kept her own, provisions upon marriage. When her health was failing, she was suffering from various ailments like something they called ulceration of the eyes.
Oh, that sounds terrible.
It doesn't it? And I don't really know what it means. So I didn't look that one up.
No.
Be quite honest with you.
I feel like it would come with pictures that you could never unsee. Ulceration of the eye.
Especially when it's, this seems like very basic medicine where we still didn't get a lot of things. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because she also had something called neuralgia of the jaw. She had joint pain. And melancholy. I mean, what? Arthritis.
She's financially independent. She's a witch.
Yeah. And she's probably depressed because they said she had melancholia.
Send her to the sea. Send her to somewhere to look at the sea.
Her time has
and
come.
Read. Yeah. Send me to the sea with a book. Just put me on a cliff somewhere with a book.
I still remember
put that
reading
on my doctor's prescription.
This one thing was like, Buddy divorced his wife for reading too much. I was like, yeah, this is the craziest century I couldn't be born into.
This woman reads. She has thoughts. She can think. Damn her.
I'd never find a husband. Oh yeah, so this Mama Redpath here, Ada, she suffers such ailments that sometimes or often spends summer and fall in a sanatorium type. I mean, it said sanatoria. Yeah. It just said it weird. She just needs her spa time, yes. But by 1990, she barely left her bedroom and depended on her children, Amy and Cliff, who were still living at home and were basically, I think, her oldest and her youngest. And also, just fun fact, by the time of her death, her estate of bonds, stocks, and real estate were worth roughly $179 million-ish. $86. I don't know how they got that calculation.
Holy.
Yeah, it's like probably about 5 million today, so a lot. But
good for them.
Yeah. Still, I think it doesn't really mean anything necessarily. And it's not till June 13th of 1901 at the Redpath Mansion where anything goes awry. So a dinner party was planned for that evening. Amy, as like head of the household, caregiver for her mother, normally would be there, but she was sort of MIA. But it's still a busy household. Like the 2 grown children still live at home, her and Cliff. There's 3 family servants. There's people that pop in, the doctors, the friends, the various language tutors, etc.
Oh, okay.
And then at 6 p.m. in the evening, Cliff, as he's known to his family, has just come home and gone up to his mother's room when multiple shots ring out. So,
Damn.
Yeah. Peter rushed upstairs, which I think is the Uncle Peter, because they said the other kids didn't live at home, but there's an Uncle Peter and a son Peter, so
Oh, okay.
could be either Peter. I'm honestly,
Yeah.
I think it's the uncle. Well, no, it said Peter rushed upstairs. This is where I get confused with myself. Peter rushed upstairs, sees his brother and mother on the floor. Okay, so I guess it's probably the son, Peter. Although I didn't think he lived there. I'm sorry. They are both shot. His mother was already dead by the time he got up there, and Cliff was dying. Immediately, they called for the doctors, and Cliff died shortly after. They never called police, who heard of it later. So it was kind of weird how they just called, like, the doctors and not the police.
Yeah.
A little odd. And honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. This one does not. It's a cold case, obviously, but it just doesn't have a lot of detail. Like, a lot of speculation.
Damn. You're gonna leave me in suspense like that?
There's a lot of evidence they had from that website, mostly. So Peter gave his version at the inquest that they held for Ada the very next day. So they got right to it. They held the inquest for the death the very next day, which is a little suspicious in itself, I would say. But Peter Redpath said, "Yesterday evening I saw my brother, the deceased, arriving home at around 6 o'clock. He seemed ill and was tired, working hard to prepare for his bar exams. He was studying. He went up to the room of my mother, Ada Marie Mills, age 62, and a few seconds later I heard a shot from a firearm, followed by 2 others. I ran up and broke down the door. I saw my mother lying on the floor, and several feet from her, my brother, also lying in a pool of blood. A revolver a foot away from him, near his hand. My brother had been very nervous for some time." That's the end of his quote. Yeah, seemed very sudden. They came home.
Also, sounds murder-suicide-y.
Exactly. Or like if someone had been there, they would have had to get out through the window or something, which I can't fully discount. They called upon this doctor who gave his testimony. This was Dr. Tom George Roddick. "I was called upon to confirm the death. The witness explains to the jurors the position in which he found the bodies and declares that in his mind, the son must have killed his mother and then shot himself afterward.
Okay.
Has known the family for 20 years. Right? The son is epileptic and not responsible for his acts before, during, and after his attacks.
What? But he could
knows that he had attacks
and go for the bar exam and become a fucking lawyer, but he can't be held responsible for his actions.
No, because now we're
he doesn't
doctors
know.
And we're saying he has epilepsy.
He doesn't know the difference between right and wrong, but he can present it to a jury in a court of law. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, he said, knows that he had attacks a few, it says question mark, I think days ago, had advised him to go get some rest for a few days and was supposed to accompany him. That's what the one doctor said. And Dr. Hugh Patton said, "I arrived at the same time as Dr. Campbell. I found the 2 bodies in the position described by the first witnesses. I saw 2 revolvers. The young man's wound was to his left temple. That of the deceased was to the back of her head. I was called at 10 to 6. So for sure, his wound could have been self-inflicted, but hers to the back of the head. It had to have been him or someone else that shot her.
Yeah.
For sure. Oh, so weird. Oh, I think that quote was from Rollo Campbell. Different page. I had a few quotes. Rosa Shallow, the following quote. She was a servant, said, I heard the shots went up right away after Mr. Peter Redpath and saw the 2 bodies a few feet from each other on the floor. I saw 2 revolvers near Mr. Clifford Redpath. Excuse me. Have never seen a revolver in the deceased woman's room. Which...
Oh, okay. Not gun aficionados.
It would seem to imply that she'd never seen a gun in her mistress's room before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Buddy.
The quickly reached verdict. This is all happening the 2 inquests the day after, and they both died.
And they do a verdict right there.
Yeah, it's like not like a criminal trial. It's like a, I don't know, a death inquest. It's very
weird,
crazy quick.
Let's
The
get
undersigned
that life
jurors,
insurance on the roll.
The life insurance. Oh, see, like, I don't know. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. I really don't. But it's a factor.
Oh, okay.
The undersigned jurors, having heard the evidence, declare that Ada Marie Mills died at Montreal on the 13th day of June 1901 from a gunshot wound apparently inflicted by Clifford Jocelyn Redpath while unconscious of what he was doing and temporarily insane, owing to an epileptic attack from which he was suffering at the time.
Damn.
So they just hook, line, and sinker were told to accept that, I think, and they did. I don't know. The jurors they viewed the body, and there were like full-on testimonies or questioning of witnesses like Peter Redpath, Thomas George Riddett, Hugh Patton, Rollo Campbell, Rosa Shallow, and Charles James Fleet. So some of the staff and stuff. But hi, Gordo.
I know, he's probably being so loud.
No, he's being cute.
You can't hear him purring.
Not at the moment.
Oh, okay.
An article from the Sherbrooke Daily Record, Monday, June 14th, said, a very sad affair occurred last evening. For some months, Mrs. J.J. Redpath has been a confirmed invalid, one of the characteristics of her malady being prolonged insomnia. About 6 o'clock, the household heard an explosion, and hurrying to her room, found both Mrs. Redpath and her son, Mr. Clifford Redpath, seriously wounded by revolver shots. Mrs. Redpath died in a short time. Her son was removed in an unconscious condition to the Royal Victoria Hospital, where he expired about midnight. Neither could give any account of what had happened. I do hate the way they say that he expired about midnight when he died.
Yeah, I don't love that.
I know. It's very like old yogurt.
Died. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was best before. Lost his freshness.
Still try him after. Those are just a guideline,
Yeah.
No, but I'm on my last page here. There was a special bulletin, I think, that just basically said the inquest over the bodies of Mrs. J. Redpath and son, who met their death by shooting last night, is fixed for 3 p.m. The family refused to give any details, and a strong effort is being made to have the inquest a private one. Nowadays, Donovan King, founder of Haunted Montreal, says the speculations are many, still to this day. Some think that Cliff killed his mother, then himself. I mean, I mean, the wounds.
That's what it seems like.
Right.
Because people, they, like, with the people that were in the house, it sounds like they got into that room so quickly after the shots. They heard the shots, so, yeah, it seems a little weird that, like, somebody could have slipped away, or they didn't notice or hear anybody else.
I know, it's maybe conceivable that someone could have gone through, like, a window or something, but it's failing to see kind of the motivation for this one. Because even with the if it was him killed his mother, they're still like, why? And there's not a lot of good reasons people can really think about. Like, there's kind of, I don't know if it's wild speculation, but that maybe it had something to do with his sexuality being discovered, and because he was maybe gay, he was maybe being blackmailed, which apparently could happen at the time, but
yeah,
I don't know. That's one, like, theory, you know. And like they said, his mom was in poor health, and Amy said, like, because they had clippings from her, like, diary and stuff in the website, like how she was like, her mom was kind of in chronic pain, and she felt like maybe her mom felt like it was a burden to be alive. And I'm like, I don't know, could that have something to do with it, right? Like,
weird.
And like, Amy and Clifford were the two children left at home, and they were very close before his death. They would go to events and riding, like, there horses. There's a lot of horses, riding horses, hiking trails. She wrote several poems in his honor after his death. Cliff had been an art student, then a law student, who had just applied to take the bar exam when he was killed. So it doesn't seem like it was suicide, you know.
Okay, yeah, like the making plans and
stuff. There was supposed to be a dinner party that evening. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, one source said that. But after their deaths, like, the family continued on. Amy wasn't too keen on marriage. She apparently waited quite a while and got married at the age of 38 to a doctor who, I think it was the same doctor that was there that night, Thomas Roddick. I don't know. Anyway, small town. I don't think it's anything that insidious.
I was gonna say, nothing more romantic than marrying the man who pronounced your brother and
mother dead.
Dead.
But like, remember her mom wanted her to have that, like, freedom of, like, you have this prenup where, like, you get to keep all your shit going in. And I think that's why she was like, I don't have to get married. That's why she didn't get married till she was 38. And she, like, apparently loved languages, theater, and writing. And so I think she spent a lot of time just doing the,
that's cool.
indulging things she loved. Kind of sadly, the once stately Victorian home fell into disrepair and was torn down by the city in 2014. I can't talk.
Wow.
I'm French. No. But the nearby Redpath Library, still at McGill University, stands and is said to be haunted as well.
Oh, so damn. Of course it is. Everything's haunted. If it's a brick building, it's more than 100 years old. It's haunted.
Right? That's why we love history. It's so full of ghosts. But yes, that is my case. I thank you.
Weird. Yeah, that one's a thinker. Like,
I know.
Because, it doesn't seem like motivation. Doesn't seem like anybody benefited from their deaths specifically, like, in the family. So
no, not if you're her son, and you would have always gotten a portion of her will or whatever regardless, unless, and I'm just speculating, her chronic illness maybe led her to want to have assisted suicide or something. And then the only thing I can think of is like maybe he couldn't live with himself after. But it just seems weird. It seemed like they said he came home, went upstairs, they heard shots, and they were both dead. Which I was just
like really quickly.
Yeah. Like there was an impetus or a reasoning or a catalyst or something. But fuck if I know.
Look at this little baby. Look at this baby. Look at him.
Oh, he's not playing. I thought he was maybe scratching the litter box. What's that he's playing with?
It's like a I got it at one of the witchery markets. It's like a little fabric sewn, I don't know, tube, but it's filled with the scraps of like the other crafts that the lady makes. She makes like bandanas and stuff for pets.
Oh.
And then she sprinkles a little bit of catnip in it and then like ties some clothes.
Shit.
So it's just filled with like scraps of fabric.
It's a toy that he likes.
Yeah. He doesn't play with it all the time. I'm like, oh, look at him.
All right, well, that was fun.
Yeah, damn. Canada.
Oh. Did we close it out? I forget. No.
No, we haven't said anything. We got distracted by Gordo being cute.
We're distracted. Wait, what are we talking about next week? Or not, I guess in the next episode, I should say. Maybe.
We have like premonitions and deja vu.
It's almost like I've talked about this before. Deja vu.
Yeah. Hold on, I have deja vu.
That should be fun, though.
Yeah, I'll try and find. I cannot remember what I was thinking when I like redecided, oh, that would be so good to cover when we do deja vu or whatever. And then I was like,
I know.
And then I forgot the deja vu. And then when I remember, I'm gonna have deja vu.
I know, it's gonna be the opposite, which in the French I think is jamais vu. Never seen.
Never seen. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. No, I totally get that though, where you're like, yeah, we'll come back to it. And then by the time we do, it feels like it's been 50,000 years.
You're like, what did I mean by this sentence? What does this? Past me thought future me was going to be so much smarter.
Oh, sometimes I quote, yeah, Gloria from Modern Family. That's not what I meant to mean.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's so true.
Yep, for sure.
All right, well, until next time, we'll keep it cryptic.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to Castles and Cryptids. We love all our listeners and appreciate every subscriber, every new review, every listen, rate, and download. Our music is by Kobe Off Air, and our cover art is by Antonio Garcia. We are also a proud member of Darkcast Network, where you can find the best and spookiest of all indie podcasts. Follow us on social media, where we are at Castles and Cryptids on mostly all of the things, now including TikTok. Check out our bonus content on Patreon. Cryptid clashes, video minisodes of your hosts making asses of themselves, Ask Me Anything, quizzes, other special episodes, and more. Starting at just $2 a month, you can get 1 to 2 extra episodes, depending on your level. We produce, edit, and research everything ourselves, and any support you can lend helps us to keep it cryptic.